We're gonna move on. I don't know if Usintu is on. Paetu, I think he was having connectivity problems. Usintu, are you there? Okay. Usintu is not yet ready. Zwins, Kakaita Puti, Uvik has spoken about how he left Devon, Wakanganini, by Bloemfontein, and you guys spent some wonderful years there. Not Ghetto and a few of the other boys, but also you shared a special bond of brotherhood through to a board and a few other things. Of course, Kim was at home. So I mean, this really is, it goes way back. Over to you, Putengosi, for joining us as well.
I'm hoping that everyone can hear me. Elami gama Sinethemba Zweni. Ekhaya lipa klotiji sonke nophanko ndiyabona sisuka ndawoneni. Kwelali pha yaseBhugesi. Ekuthiwa kuseBhugesi. Ngesilungu kuthiwa yi-Lower Bling Water. That's where I'm from. I know Kaunda very well. I met my dear friend while we were still in school. Melissa Postmalan, while he was in Dale College. But that's not where we became friends. We became friends in 2004 when we were both contracted by Free State Cheetahs. And for anyone that knows Kaunda, there's always a story in meeting. I remember when I landed in Bloemfontein, Unganam wayesephambili kum at the time. He had already spent a season or two at the Cheetahs when I joined him in 2004. I got there on a Friday afternoon, if I remember correctly. So I didn't see him the Friday, the Saturday, and I think we met at practice at Boracay Park the Monday morning. And the first thing my Kaunda said to me was, and I said, I know, I've been here since Friday. The next question he asked was, so where are you staying? I said, Shale Hotel, I'm up on holiday. Come now, Shale Hotel. And, that's bad. And my friend and I stayed a few years in Bloom. And unfortunately, when I joined in the Cheetahs, Kaunda was not happy at the camp. Of course, because of various reasons. But mostly, I think we all know that for every rugby player, not getting game time is tough. He was very frustrated at the time, when I looked at the situation at the time, some would say it was because there was a lot of talent at the Cheetahs. I would like to differ with that because anyone that has seen Kaunda play at his peak, Kaunda lit up the stadium, Kaunda was a ball carrier of note. I think TG, you've seen more than I have seen. Kaunda played a flank force, although he was used as a utility. He played 6, 7, was for changes at the time. Um, uh, you know, as I sit here and think about my friends, ndicinga okanye ndinombono uKaunda ephethe ibhola, you know, and those visions excite me, you know, because Kaunda was used to love running lines, you know. He was a player who hated bashing rugby. Kaunda ran angles of nose, Vic and him back in Sharks would talk about wide and short, which were things that they shared in the field. It was their game plan. Kaunda was elusive, was fast, he was strong. Kaunda was a player that wanted to dominate contact, you know, wanted to dominate contact, and of course he loved, he had the offloads, he loved to offload the tackles, you know. To him that was what excited him as a player, you know. He would often celebrate those moments. He would celebrate dominating contact and then offloading off the contact. Celebrated as if, you know, he scored a try almost, you know. I found myself many times looking for those moments where I'm watching him celebrating those moments. You know, that actually takes me back to a moment when we were playing against Western Province, Upper Kapa, and Unganam scored a try under the poles, I remember. And because Kaunda was a person who didn't need to be celebrated, Kaunda used to celebrate himself. You know, and he stood up, he jumped up, he ran to the board, and he picked up on his body and he started pointing. And we argued for many years about who are you pointing at? Who are you pointing at? Because we didn't see anyone sitting there behind those balls after he scored the try. But my friend started pointing and he celebrated himself. He celebrated scoring the try like he always did. Kaunda was a visionary who I was grateful to watch. I remember I was actually part of his life when he decided that he was done with rugby, you know. And I knew there was another chapter for him. I knew that this chapter of rugby was over, or rather, the chapter of playing was over. And I knew something great was about to happen. So, for I want to say to Kaunda's family, Kaunda was a soft-hearted, big man. He loved his teammates, he loved his friends, he loved his colleagues. He was a brother to all of us, always willing to give a helping hand. To your parents, I would like to sincerely I would love to sincerely say to your families this. I am
Hey, yabona ngoku elitswele uziza kumfundi. But siyabulela futhi ngalo mazwi. Thank you Zweni for those strong words. Definitely a man worth celebrating, definitely a man that loved contact, but offloaded. And those of us who played with him in the Lucy's used to benefit from that. Yeah, so yeah, that's very important. I think the other point which you raised, which resonated with me, is the fact that Kaunda was very soft-hearted, and I remember many a times, and he used to find victims. He used to find victims, people that he could be soft with. And I remember the one time he was about to be interviewed. He had made SA schools for the second year, and he was about to be interviewed, I think, by Usimnikiwe Xabanis. And Usimnikiwe actually had written a piece the year before about day in which some people felt wasn't complimentary. So he didn't know whether or not to take this interview, firstly. But secondly, and most importantly, we spent about 3 hours preparing for this thing, and I'm like, hey, this guy, I don't know about your work ethic and that. So I talked to him about it. I'm like, I don't know about you. You need to be prepared now. But then he sort of started opening up about just how unsure he was about that camp that he was going to, and some of the dynamics that he had the year before. And of course, when he got there, he was elected captain. He called me to say, hey, this has helped. So he was just that kind of person. I think Usintu has joined. I did send him my link. Sintu, are you there? We are aware that there's some clicking in the background. I think it's our production. Apparently, it's coming through much louder than us. So we've told the tools before we thank him. We've told him to just down the clicking and up the speakers. We also want to switch the speaker format switch it to speaker view, so the main person who's talking comes up front. So we're going to work on that.